So this is Play It Again Reviews. My name is Eric.
I'm Marquise.
Sam.
And we are here to review the premiere of Legend of Korra. Episodes 1 through 3 just aired a second ago, and we're here to give you that review. So just to give you a little backstory on what happened last season, we ended up having the harmonic convergence. Is that what they call it? So now the spirit animals and the humans are living together now. And that's one of the big plots of the season. We have the people dealing with the spirits, but the more interesting plot is that there are 4 prisoners, around the world or whatever they call it, and one of them ends up gaining the power to airbend, as well as most of the other people end up getting airbending, those who don't have bending already. And one of the prisoners, who just is an insane martial artist, gains airbending and just like whoops ass across all the pretty much just destroys the globe. Pretty much, he puts the jailers in jail, right?
Yeah.
Like they come to.
It's like he was playing airbending soccer with their heads.
He was like, "Wait for it.
I got this.
Wait, this is gonna be good." Yeah. So he ends up throwing them in the prison, and he goes around the globe releasing his fellow prisoners in order to. What's their plan? To just destroy the Avatar? Typical villain plot.
I wasn't really clear about that.
Yeah, he said something about ending the Avatar and something else.
Just typical villain stuff.
I really just remember him leaving them in a prison with rice for 3 weeks. So obviously they're gonna be hungry. There's like 7 of them in there.
Well, the leader, who was the first one to be released, when he first of all, he gained the power of the airbend. He wasn't a bender prior to that, so he was just some sort of insane fighter. And the second guy they release is like, he's a lava bender, I guess, and he makes these like shuriken out of them and just kind of throws them around.
Yeah, and he was throwing them at the guards. Somehow it just like hit the guards and didn't do anything.
And it
didn't like cut them in half, which it should.
I think you have to remember that it's a
child show. So we're not gonna have some like heads just like flying off.
Well, that's like in Star Wars, like in Star Wars Clone Wars, the show, or like the game. They don't like get dismembered. It's just like
they just get hit.
Like in The Force Unleashed, you hit him 7 times with the lightsabers, it's still alive.
Yeah.
It's like no, every time. So yeah, the 4 prisoners, well, not all of them have been released. The very last prisoner is actually like a little female clone of a Combustion Man. Sparky, whatever.
Sparky Man.
So she's the last one left, and we finally get introduced to Zuko. From the original crew, so far we've only seen Katara
and Zuko.
And we saw him in flashbacks though.
Do you count that?
I count it because we've seen the
we've
whole
seen
game.
Oh,
everybody else except for we've seen Toph too, right?
Actually, we haven't seen Toph. I don't think.
I thought we had.
Beifong is her daughter, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
I think if you're including flashbacks, I think we've seen Toph.
Okay, I don't remember. I remember seeing like a statue of her.
We've seen a statue of Sokka.
There's a statue of Sokka?
Yeah.
And I think it was the first season.
Okay, we can go with we've seen the whole group, but we haven't seen like, what's her name, Suki? Who I think married Sokka, I guess.
Oh yeah.
And well, anyway, that's it. We finally see Lord Zuko, and he's in action trying to make sure that the prisoners are not gonna wreak havoc on the Earth. And what was interesting, he said that each one of them has the individual power to beat anyone. Like they can beat anyone. And we've seen so far that Korra pretty much gets beaten up in almost every fight that she's been in so far. Even though she's been hyped up as this like super powerful, aggressive bender.
Yeah.
Like Amon destroyed her, and then she fought Vatu like 7 times.
Yeah.
But
to give her the benefit of the doubt, she has only been studying the other 3 elements for like a year. Maybe.
I mean, she had everything else down.
Yeah, she had fire,
it was
water,
just air.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
She went through her trials for everything else. And then air was just like, oh no.
And then
I'm remedial airbending.
Like,
oh yeah, it doesn't come naturally to her.
Yeah. And then Aang, he only knew air at first, right? And
that's what set the platform for all 3 books.
Yeah, because and how long do you think those like year wise? The first like.
Well, from the beginning of book 3, didn't they have less than a year?
To get
before the comet?
Yeah.
So I think it's safe to assume the other books were at least 6 months each, at the very least.
So it's 2 years.
I think it's real.
2 years? We'll go with 2 years. So in 2 years, he pretty much learned how to be the best bender on the planet.
True.
Essentially.
We're gonna get criticized so hard for not knowing the actual timeline.
Yeah. We just started.
We just
started.
We ran with it.
We can look at the wiki
We'll
over
just
here.
disable the comments on YouTube.
I'm not gonna disable
Oh,
it.
man.
This is going straight to Reddit after this. We're gonna get annihilated.
But
yeah, so I thought the plot having the prisoner escape was way more interesting to how everyone deals with the spirits.
Yeah.
And the vines and all that sort of garbage. I was actually kind of disappointed that there weren't as many like really good fight scenes in the premiere or in episode 3 versus what we got in season 2, which I thought was awesome.
See, I was less disappointed about the fight scenes as much as the lack of explanation for things.
Like what kind of things?
Like, why is the president so butthurt?
Well, I don't know, man. I don't know why.
He's getting so much blame for it, and he just wants to have a.
Oh yeah, he's getting blamed for the fact that there's like giant vines just chilling.
But here's the thing: if he's already being blamed, he should have just decided to be involved to begin with, because then he'd at least deserve it.
We should just call him.
Everybody not just saying, "Thank goodness we didn't get destroyed by Aku."
Exactly. Because Aku, Aku just fell from space and was like, "This is mine."
Yeah.
And then Korra was like, "I'm a giant."
But one thing I've been disappointed in was at the very beginning there was a little bit of interaction with spirits, but I was like the two worlds have come together now, completely infused, and we see 30 seconds of spirits.
That's true. You got the sand slash.
Spirits, why are spirits roaming the streets?
Yeah, you would think that. I was really hoping that we would actually be able to see the spirit that Juan interacted with the most.
Yeah.
Because if anyone was going to recognize a spirit, it would probably be that one.
I want to see some of the funny spirits from those.
Yeah. Wait. Are you talking about the lemur spirit?
Yes.
Can
we? Is that what his name was?
I guess that's his name. Something. All I know is he's Richie Foley.
Who's that?
Gear from Static Shock. So that's the same voice actor.
Okay.
But yeah, I got really
I'm pretty sure he actually is Static Shock. So. He probably is.
If there was a mutant outbreak, I would definitely take Static's powers. But moving on.
Yeah, I don't even know where we're talking about anymore. But so the fight scenes, I thought there weren't enough of them, and you are right. They didn't really talk much about the spirits or how they were dealing with that. But they really built that up in the second season. We have to learn to live with these.
Yeah,
this is gonna be hard. We're gonna have to work through it. Mm-hmm. And then they get kicked out of the city. And now we don't know how they do it.
How we live right now. In a city we only have a limited sorts of animals. We got rats and shit. But you go in the forest, you got deer and everything else. So maybe they stay away from all of the modernized environments as a typical animal would.
Yeah, I think you're right, because in the very beginning, weren't they clearing out an area? They were in the forest, just trying to get stuff, and that's where they found out that the vines can't be destroyed.
Yeah.
But she tried her little
and then it expanded.
Spiritual voodoo.
Hey, let me take down this building and make another tower of where you used to live.
And what I didn't like about that is they used an action a set piece sequence just to save the building from falling down. I want a really powerful action sequence, but I think I just got spoiled because the first series had so many good fight scenes that it's they can't even there's no way to top it.
Yeah.
I guess the Amon fight, and then when Beifong, when she sacrificed herself in the first season, that was one of the big action sequences. But what we got, I thought was animated really well. When the prisoner that has no arms.
Yeah.
She got no arms.
No arms.
She's just in the prison with no arms. So I guess
kick that barrel, the water is out, and she's I got this. Instantly has tentacles.
Yeah, she's just whoop. She's fighting with
and then climbing with water claws.
Yeah, and she freezes them and everything, right?
Yeah, and I because we've seen that before in other waterbenders doing that with their arms, but she's doing it with her nubs.
Yeah, see, they did it by choice.
Yeah,
I would like to note that amputees, we're not laughing at you.
Yeah,
we just think you're awesome.
Take that word.
Yeah, I didn't mean any offense. Right. Sorry, YouTube.
Yeah.
But this cartoon
I'm not a terrible person.
Funny as hell.
Exactly. Yeah. But so the lineup for the prisoners right now, you got the leader, who's just this badass airbender.
Yeah.
Well, now he's a badass airbender. I guess
before he was just a badass.
Before he was just a badass. You have Lava Ninja Shuriken Man. And he does the one trick. Like, he never does any other opposite stuff. He's just like,
it works for him.
Got that boomerang.
That's why it's probably not its own sort of bending, you know?
Maybe he's the
Like,
only one.
if you can't expand on it, maybe it's just a trick
Yeah, I think
via
it's just
earthbending. Being able to heat the rocks.
I wonder what, because, like, the leader, he had the 3 rocks with him.
Yeah.
He was like, he's going to be so happy when he sees me.
Yeah.
I brought him his rocks.
You know, like I
He's
said
gonna
while
do
we
the
were
ninja
watching
thing
it,
again.
that was definitely, like... I mean, they might be huge X-Men fans making it up. Because, like, think about it. How Magneto makes the 3 balls in X2.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like...
Have you seen the new X-Men movie?
I have not.
Oh,
We'll talk about that now.
Will we?
Because we're going to talk real hard about that later.
Okay.
Wait, Days of Future Past?
Yeah.
Alright,
I'm going to edit that entire part
Yeah.
out of this. But,
It's a decent copy online, so you should watch it.
I know.
Alright.
So we have the leader, we have the lava bending guy, we have the woman with the nub arm. We need to stop saying nubs in this video.
She just doesn't have arms.
I don't know
She
what's
has-
politically correct.
I don't know what to say. Well, she has the water arms.
She lacks arms.
She
Special needs waterbending.
is arms absent. But and then the fourth.
Learn some names.
We don't know any of the names. We were
That's a big deal, though. We didn't really know any names. That's the thing.
They didn't.
They didn't force that on us.
They
I
didn't.
guess. They said the one guy's name at the very end, and I was like, I can't say that. I don't know how to say it. It was like Nazarah or something.
Yeah. To be honest, like the big things that they focused on, like they focused on Kai, who is like he's like the new kid in the group, this young orphan who is basically a con artist and a thief. But they focused on him more than they did like most of the plot. Like even more than the prison.
I mean, he might be a big deal. He might be the next airbending prodigy once they get him straight.
I mean, yeah, but like he got more screen time than like Mako and Bolin did, except like this last part.
Yeah, we're really not focusing on the fact that Boomy, a non-bender of 50
It's like
years,
Boomy
is
is
just like, hey,
yeah.
I can do this now.
Yeah, and which speaks up to the humor because like the only kind of joke characters that we have this time are, I guess, just Bolin and Boomy, and I feel like it's very hit or miss. Like Sokka killing the game always.
I mean,
in the first series.
Milo's still my
Milo kills it.
Milo's my
every
dude.
time.
Yeah,
Heads
I was
up,
on the
Uncle
screen.
Boomy.
Yeah, it's the faces he makes though. Like, the faces are crazy. Yeah, the
man.
scene when he threw the thing at Boomy and he like finally showed him that he was an airbender now.
And the
was
shock
really cool.
faces.
The shock
Yeah.
faces, the reaction faces.
I mean, you guys did see it before I did, and we're like, hey, watch this, but like, even if I'd been watching that alone, I'd have been jumping in my seat like,
Yeah.
what is this?
I think
Stereotypical black man laughing, can't move, can't sit in the seat, kind of.
when you laugh, you gotta get up and just run away.
Oh hell no!
Yeah. And I thought another moment that was really funny when Zuko was like, "Yeah, I hired this guy to go kill the Avatar once.
But it didn't work.
It didn't work."
Obviously.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, apparently the Combustion Man has a daughter or a granddaughter who's locked up in
Again, lack of explanation.
I'm really interested to see like
I know.
how they explain that. Like,
It's going to be a waste of like 2 episodes. I'm feeling it.
like what? How do you get that kind of power? Like, is it some weird kind of fire?
I always wondered about that, yeah, because I wonder if they can even do regular firebending.
Yeah,
like,
I
they
was
can just
like-
be like,
Yeah.
I didn't have like a special like effect, like it exploded like 4 times.
What's
Yeah,
funny
every little
is,
like crackle noise.
I don't know how much you guys know about all that, but you know how there's like telekinesis? Well, I forgot what the particular word for it is, but there is a telekinetic power that just creates fire.
Pyrokinesis.
Is that it? Really?
Maybe.
What?
Sounds like it. Sounds like it.
That seemed too easy to me.
Pyrokinesis.
I mean, here's the thing. That's moving fire. That's manipulating fire. That's what.
It's a Bioshock stuff.
That's what what's his face has in that.
Pyro. So easy.
So easy.
So easy.
So easy.
Yeah.
All right, but yeah, he's got pyrokinesis. But what would it be if you can create said fire from your freaking forehead?
Yeah.
You know.
And why your
Fire.
forehead?
And why not your hands?
But,
Why not a little eye on your hand?
Like, was he born with that?
Yeah, I don't know. Is that like a tattoo?
Or like, did he get more like ridges on it as he got
Yeah.
older?
I don't know.
Like you know how like you get measured on like the wall where it has like how tall you are.
That
They're
was-
like he got another thing on his eye.
That was
Yeah.
one of the big things about The Last Airbender that I was like, why no explanation?
The tattoo guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was just the guy.
Yeah, and there was no setup to explore it
Yeah.
even more. But how did they actually defeat him the first time around? they like threw a pebble and it hit his eye.
Yeah,
No,
and then like backfired.
Yeah.
So
And I guess they arrested him after that.
Yeah.
But I'm sorry, but you're shooting this from your forehead. I don't think cuffs stop that.
Because they put like
Metal bandana.
He's like, they're not gonna get me. They haven't covered my eye up. I'll wait on man. They just.
But
Yeah.
who do you think your favorite characters are
Dude,
going to be?
My favorite of the bad people are gonna be the lady with the
The arms.
with the arms.
The water arms.
I mean, that's the coolest innovation that I think these episodes have brought us, is that the fact that you can bend without arms.
Yeah.
I think that was the coolest. Besides, I mean, Lava Shuriken guy was cool. I'm really interested in seeing like what the leader's plan is, because he said like he had a certain line when he rescued Lava Shuriken Man that made it believe that he has this sort of religious faith that's guiding them towards what.
Yeah, he was like, I think this is like a gift and like
it's a
confirmation
sign
that we should do this.
Exactly. So I'm wondering what they're. Because I don't want them to be a stereotypical villain, like, oh, we have to kill the Avatar. Why? Represents good stuff. Like, I thought Amon was a very complex villain because their father, like, taught them to be cruel. And we got, it played up that Unalaq was the villain the whole time. But he wasn't that bad.
Wait, are you talking about book 1 or book 2?
1.
Because Unalaq was book 2.
What was the brother's name?
It was like Noah Talk or something. No,
That's Amon's real name.
Is it? Yeah.
Yeah. But what was he was the council member.
Tarlock?
Tarlock? Alright, well, Tarlock.
We're so bad.
I am so sorry that we don't know anything. We don't know anything about this show. It's bad.
We actually just started watching.
At least we're fans and not fanatics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Internet.
Boom.
Exactly. But I thought them as villains, they were fantastic because there was a mystery played with who Amon was. Like, no one really knew. And when he took off his mask and showed the scars, you sort of bought it for a little while.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, you kind of thought that
we were like, dang, everything they showed us, they're still wrong.
Right. And then, like, the big shock, my big shock with Amon came when, is it Tonrock? What did we say with Tarlock? Oh, we said it's Tarlock.
Yeah.
When he tried to do the blood bending against him, and then he was just like, nah, bitch. He just, like, walked through. he just, like, kept walking. Yeah. And then he removed his bending. And then finally...
And then he was like, the touch seemed familiar.
Why didn't he do that to his own brother, though?
I don't...
Like, with two
obviously
bloodbenders?
Obviously they didn't get along.
They didn't. But
So...
with two bloodbenders, they would have ran things. Like, there's no way they could have lost if they did that. But, I'm really hoping that these new 4 villains kind of live up to that expectation, because I think the villains have been strong so far. Vatu was a good villain, because clearly there would be no Avatar without him. He kind of manipulated the events a little bit, and it backfired on him a little bit. But yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to. I could not have Kai in the show, to be honest.
No, dude, Kai is working.
I wonder, like, what's the point of the character? Like, for new viewers, like,
I think they'll develop him
for
a lot.
that development, I think he's gonna be a big deal.
I think he's gonna be a big part of remaking the Air Nation.
You think so? Because I mean, the theme of the season has changed. So like, bringing back the Airbenders,
foreshadowing.
what is like a big deal, like a huge deal. So I mean, because the first season was like, we're gonna take everyone's bending away. Oh, we're gonna give it back. Everyone's an Airbender now.
I want to see if the Dai Li, if they're gonna try to brainwash all the Airbenders into being, because they were like the first Airbending regiment or whatever.
Right.
See if they're gonna brainwash them into being.
But like, what do they need an army for?
I don't know.
Like, because?
Remember the queen was she was pissed because it was like this was all Earth Kingdom lands.
We didn't mention this at all, but there's the new queen of Ba Sing Se, or the Earth Kingdom, is I think the daughter or the granddaughter of the king who had the bear. It wasn't like platypus bear. It was like just bear.
It was bear.
It was just
she's
bear.
just the daughter. It's only been 60 years.
Yeah.
So and I also think she did say father.
Right. Yeah,
so,
she did. She mentioned.
If anything, she might have been just like 60 years old.
Yeah.
Because did he have a child in that part? Did they ever?
No.
So yeah.
He was too.
At the very least, she's like 60 years old.
Couldn't even run a kingdom. But yeah. So she has a vendetta against Aang and Zuko because they pretty much created Republic City, even though it was an Earth Kingdom property. So she's also building an an airbending army, just random people who have airbending. The Dai Li have been throwing them into jail. So that's going to play a big role. But I'm hoping that there's going to be some focus more on Bumi and Kaya, because the Aang's children was my favorite part of season 2 because I want to know what happened between the seasons. I want to know what happened.
How long was that? Did I miss the time reference? Did you guys?
I mean, Kyle and Tenzin look like they're 40 something.
Oh, you're talking about that gap.
Yeah.
I feel like that would be a short story similar to that of Mako and Golan, where they do different animation and throw it on a YouTube and say, "Hey, you can find it if you want it."
Yeah.
I don't see them setting aside time to explore that.
Well, because like our only connections to the past show was Korra's things, and I feel like when the creators like cut off her connection with the avatars, they were like they were basically saying, "We're not going to talk about the old show anymore. We have a new show. Deal with it. Like we're done with the old show."
That hurt my feelings so badly. Like, you know how she lost her bending and then got her bending and then got her powers back because she had the Avatar state? I was really waiting for that moment where they were like, just kidding, all the Avatars are back, we wouldn't do that to you. And then it didn't happen.
Mm-hmm.
And I sat there in silence for just a couple
I thought they were getting kind of pissed that everybody was comparing it to the first show. It's like,